Hello, we hope you're doing okay. Welcome to Claygate Station. Now I'm off for a 5k in Battersea Park. Got Sue here, who tells me that she's not actually coming with me today.
I'm most certainly not going. We just very atypically happen to both be on the 5:30, and I'm going to meet a very lovely girly chum.
So you got a better offer, as you often say.
Most certainly. Yeah, where conversation will be involved. Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. I'll have to see you later then.
Exactly. I shall require a lift home. Tim is Director of Transport, so that's lovely.
Oh, you're not as drunk as you were last time I had to give you a lift home.
Enough.
Hello, Tim Gross.
There we go, 47.
Okay, so arrived at the start. I'm number 47. I'm just about to see that there. I've got to wear a 55 as well because I'm a M55 and it's the Vets AC Championships. I think the idea is that if you're racing other people, they like to see who exactly you are. Okay, not much race coverage today, so I'll just get on with the race and report back later. So apologies, didn't actually get any race coverage today. I thought in a 5k it's really I'm there to actually race it rather than make a video. So I've got some chats with some fellow runners afterwards. I thought I'd just do a little summary on Strava here. So my time, I haven't got the official time yet, but it was 18:45 self-timed, which compares pretty well to 18:33 I did in this race 2 months ago. Looking down at my splits here, 5:51 for the first mile. It didn't feel like I was actually going that fast for the first mile, but obviously faster than I thought. And then I basically sort of went into sort of steady state mode, just slightly slower, a 6:06 and a 6:08, and then I had a good finish to come in the last sort of 200 meters or so at 5:30. So yeah, 18:45. I think interestingly the other was 12 seconds slower, or it might be slightly better than that when I get the official time, but that was faster than I did in any 5k in 2022 last year, so that was encouraging. So if we look at the peak paces here, my fastest mile was from 4 seconds in, 5:49. Which is interesting. That's my second fastest mile this year. So it kind of shows that I'm not really doing too much sort of top end speed. Haven't run faster than 5k pace for a mile all year. And then even at 1k, in fact. So I haven't really done any 1k reps much faster than 5k pace, 5:43. That was for the first section as well. If we look at some of the summary data today, my average heart rate was 144 and max 150. Cadence seems to have gone on to the single figure one, but that would be 92 or 184. It's about normal for me. And stride power, I kind of given up with stride power for now, so I wasn't wearing it today. This is from the Garmin, averaging 458. And you can see that with the Garmin 955, I've got exactly 3.11 miles or 5k, and you can see that the tracks here are pretty much smooth as you can get, although it's a pretty open park. There's a few trees on some of it, but you can see that the multi-band GPS is working very well. It's interesting if I compare the actual lap splits with how I ran this race 2 months ago. I actually ran the race almost identically. So I went out quite hot on the first mile and then just cruised into sort of even pace for the next two and then did a fast finish. So I think basically this illustrates that I need to work on that initial mile a bit, maybe rein that in a bit and then just get that lactate buffering slightly better. I mean, obviously at the moment I was recovering from this hamstring injury that I had in mid-April, and then I'm coming off that 10-mile race. So yeah, it's all quite encouraging, but you can kind of see that I've got to a certain level now, and if I can sort of push on a bit, it's quite nice to actually do some races actually to sort of like get into the swing of it. And I also don't forget that racing is a good way of training as well. Another thing actually is to look at the Strava comparison. I put on today's race here is the black line. The greenish line is the race I did 2 months ago, and the pink line is the fastest time I've done on this course, which was only 18:27. So it was an 18:27, an 18:33, and an 18:45. So it's interestingly, when I ran the fastest time, I was actually slowest for the first sort of kilometre. So that kind of illustrates what the point I was making. After a mile, it's all pretty close. And then after 2 miles today, I was only 2 seconds slower than I was 2 months ago. And then I just didn't quite have the same sort of effort in the last mile. I actually finished very, very strongly 2 months ago. So yeah, it's interesting. After 2 miles, I was only 2 seconds behind, and then by the end, I was 12 seconds behind. So that kind of shows a bit of tiredness, I suppose, from the Dorking 10 race. But yeah, fairly encouragingly. And I think once in the fastest race, Again, I didn't really sort of push away too much here. If we look at the average heart rates from these 3 races here, so today was 144 average, 2 months ago was 143, so more or less the same. And interestingly, got up to 150 2 years ago. It was a July day, so maybe it was a bit warmer. It was quite warm today, about 18 degrees, but nothing too much. What was the weather here? Oh yes, it was 22 degrees that day, so that was quite a nice warm day. Just checking what the power was last time, 439 last time. We just have a look at my training the last few weeks, just to illustrate what I've been doing. So last week I did 57 miles, that included the 10-mile race, so no wonder I was perhaps feeling a bit tired for the actual race. Didn't really sort of taper down for that at all. Week before, 53 miles, 47, 49, 51. So I've had quite a good block now, haven't I? So this is when I was kind of recovering from the hamstring, and 35 miles, 27 miles, 4 miles basically didn't run at all that week. That was more walking, actually doing leaflets for Sue. And then before I got injured, this was in the week of the race last time, 43 miles, 44 miles, 50 miles. Then we're going back towards the period now of Seville Marathon. In fact, there was 70 miles there when I was in Portugal, 61 miles, so 60 miles. So I didn't have much of a rest after Seville, did I? I did have like one down week there. There was the Seville Marathon, 2:59:52. Still getting people come up to him and say, well done, actually, which is interesting, because I don't think a sub-3 is that significant, but I think it was my most significant run for some time. I think it's a sort of a barrier that captures the imagination. So, yeah. So I had a sort of a more or less a week off, although I still did 20 miles on the weekend and then back into it. So I think that's kind of why I raced quite well in that 5K beginning of April, because I had a good solid block coming off the marathon, a little rest, then some good mileage weeks. Unfortunately, I perhaps overdid it, tweaked the hamstring, and then I was back to square one again. I always find this interesting. This is Strava's Fitness and Freshness graph. It does rather get weighted to how much volume you did rather than sort of like the actual quality of the sessions. But it's quite telling, because there is the Seville Marathon when I had the peak of this graph. And then after that, it's sort of stagnant for a while. Then I got injured, so it dropped right down, the lowest it's been for a long time. And then I've built up the training. It's only like a month, isn't it, since early May to now early June. So I've now recovered most of the fitness that I had. So if you compare the race today, when I was on 85, looks like, compared to what it was in April, just slightly higher fitness and freshness from 2 months ago, but not much in it, to be honest. If we extend this graph out to the last year, you can see that my fitness now is considerably better than it was in the whole of 2022. In fact, if we go to the last 2 years, the last sort of peak, other than around Seville Marathon, was here in early 2022. That was when I was quite fit, actually. Then I got injured again. That was around the time I did the Beachley 10K in 37 minutes. So I do find this quite a useful metric to sort of like look at, and it sort of like really does illustrate if you're not putting in the mileage, as it were, which I think is ever more important as I sort of focus more on longer distance races. Well, say 5K has been a longer distances, that's sort of compared to 8 and 15 I used to do. I'm still hoping to do a few shorter races this summer, but it's not really a target anymore. I find it too depressing. Almost been like, basically could more or less lap myself over a mile these days. So I hope you found this little interlude interesting. Sorry about lack of footage. I'll now go to some chats with people that I saw at the race. Some of them you've probably seen before. Hope you found that of interest. And at the end, we've got the prize presentations if you want to stick around for that, or you see yourself in that. Peter and me go way back to UEA in 1985, I think, when I first went there. I was in the first year, and you were the UEA Trojans running club captain that year, weren't you, I think? President.
In my third year, which was your first year,
yeah. So
85, 86.
Yeah, and you so I was a mere, was I 18 when I went there, I suppose. God, that seems like a long time ago.
It is, sadly,
yeah. I kind of, under Tony Settle was our coach there, wasn't he? And
that's
one
right.
of the local former sub-4 miler and general good guy.
Yeah.
So good days.
Wonderful days, yeah. It was good fun as well, Tony. he made you feel welcome. Even I had no formal training as a runner at all.
No.
But he made me feel that everyone was welcome. And it was my first taste of cross country, first taste of track.
We used to do the REF
Still going
League.
50 years later. Yeah.
I've still got my 10k PB at Coltershire. I keep saying it was a proper 10k. I went and cycled it the week after with the dodgy cat eye. So I claim it as my 10k PB from 19. It was my oldest PB, 1989. So
Okay, yeah, I've got a couple from then.
Yeah. Oh, good to see you. How'd you get on today?
Better than feared, yeah, slowing down, but
Yeah, I think we're all
quicker than
slowing
earlier in
down,
the
aren't we?
season.
Yeah.
Yes, dramatically, suddenly hit 65.
Oh, really?
Cliff edge,
Okay, yeah, because you were a few years older when you were there, weren't you?
Yeah, I started at 25.
Yeah, I'm 56 now, which seems very old, but anyway, back in those days.
That's young, God, to be 56.
Yeah.
You got plenty more good years yet.
Well, yeah, I think I'm still just about holding on. I ran faster than, slightly faster than the last one, but tonight was faster than I'd ever done last year, so that was,
Well, there you go.
so that was something. Yeah, I did the
hang on
10-mile
to it.
race on Sunday, so that relates as well. So, yeah.
61, 62 was when the irreparable
Really? Okay.
decline started for me. And
Well, people
it's
keep
just-
saying it's sort of like in the 55, so I'm waiting for it to happen. I think it's slowly happening,
Yeah.
but
It's your
yeah.
recovery times is the thing.
I think the secret is
is
not to get injured, isn't it? And
Yeah.
I've kind of now backed off doing some really fast work because every time I do that, I just pull a hamstring or pull something. So, which means that you take longer to get fitter, but hopefully you can keep going.
Pick your races as well. You can't do everything anymore.
No, well, I thought it was a bit risky doing 2 races in 3 days, but with the shoes these days, at least they soften your legs a bit. But I don't think I've tried it in the old flats of older days. But.
I've not gone that route.
Oh
I think,
you look at these shoes with
I didn't
the
run
holes
any.
in there.
Didn't race
Oh, you
in
didn't
them.
race it then?
No.
Oh, old school flats, yeah. Right, marvellous.
Yeah, I don't want to kind of distort all my records, because I could get a couple of percent with those, but then
Well, I mean,
couldn't compare properly.
even with these, I'm still 3 minutes slower than I was, so it's not exactly.
without them, who knows?
Who knows? I'll still be running now, I think. Yeah. Oh, good to see you.
No, you too.
Hi, Terry. Tell me what to take me today.
Yeah, take it a bit easy.
You got the old grey Axu next to Sensor.
Yeah, vile, but don't want to wear my best ones.
Oh, okay, yeah. They're a bit heavy, those ones, aren't they?
Yeah, and a little bit tight for me as well, but
Are they? Yeah.
get some use out of them.
So you're obviously sort of not too bad to be racing.
It's
but-
okay. Yeah, well, say 2 weeks ago I had to pull out Suttons.
Oh, okay.
With just a
Yeah, I was processing those results today. I saw you at, it looked like it was a DNF, it was a bit unclear.
first DNF since 1990 something. So
Oh,
I'm
okay.
really not happy, but
Yeah.
the way it goes, leg locked up. And
Well, I had one when I did my calf in 15. I thought, well, if you're going to do one, you might as well get it over and done with, because I couldn't finish that race, whatever. So
exactly.
they said another half an hour to wait. But,
so I've done nothing for 2 weeks, and today was just get my legs turning over again.
Actually, the
So-
first mile was a lot quicker than I thought, because I did about 5:51.
Yeah, I looked up and you were sort of.
And I felt like I
30,
was struggling because I did that 10-mile race on Sunday, and I was thinking, oh, it's just a good idea to do 2 races in 3 days. But
quick recovery.
yeah, so I did I did a little run yesterday, but I was only 10, 11 seconds outside what I was 2 months ago. Then I pulled my hamstring, so in a way, that's probably I'll take that. Yeah.
Well done.
Did you get under 18?
A shade, yeah, about 58, which is
So you kept the pace
good.
up,
I could
man.
have hoped. So.
Oh, it's Steve as well. Yeah.
Past me. Yeah, you really fast last kilometre.
It was a
You
little
pulled
more
away.
lonely than normal today. All these gaggle of people around me, but
You want there?
it's a wide lens. So Steve, isn't it? We've exchanged a few emails. There've been a few mixed-up results recently.
Yeah, have you sorted out the Rosenheim stuff?
I need to go back and remind me. I'll replay this video and go and do
I'm running
that.
in both 800s, which
Yeah.
is...
Yeah, you want to get your right times.
Yeah, it's a quick one.
The quicker one. Yeah. I was trying to get chip times for.
about 1751.
That's all right.
Yeah, 7
Yeah.
seconds at me in the last kilometre.
Yeah.
But I'm,
I could just have with a few more people at the end to sort of push me.
yeah.
I was more trying to hold off people from behind. One
well.
lady I got past, which is well, it's a bit good to get past anybody. But there's another guy saying nobody in our age group. Well, if they are, you could. Well, the only one I saw was you going
No,
away.
well, Neil Danby was right up the front somewhere, so he's in ridiculous form at the
Well, I
moment.
knew in these ones it's just a case of doing your best, really, isn't it? And,
Yeah. Anyway,
When I was about 40, I'm sure I used to get first vet every time. Now I get older, I seem to
the
get
standards
nowhere.
of these races are getting better.
Like the
by the year.
Chessington 26.2 race, I used to come like 36 minutes and get vet 40 winner, and now I'll be like 50th or something. You know?
Well, I won one of these in 1648 a couple of years ago, and now you're back in the teens with that sort of time.
Yeah.
Great.
I don't think it's the shoes either, because we've all got them now. I mean, we're all getting older.
Yeah.
Oh, well done, guys. Anyway.
Good to see you, Tim.
Cheers.
Look after yourself.
So this is the younger Bryn Reynolds of Sutton.
He's not young anymore.
Sutton Striders. Yeah, there's quite a few clubs called Sutton. It gets very confusing.
There's a couple.
There's a vet 50 that's joined your club, isn't he?
Yes.
Fortunately, running a bit slower than you. So
We have a vet
one's
50,
at the top, one's at the bottom.
visually impaired athlete, Hall of Fame blind cricketer. I went to the 1992 Paralympics.
Okay. What's his name?
His name is Bryn Reynolds as well.
Oh, that's the Bryn Reynolds. Right, okay. Yeah. Well, I created a profile. He's done lots of park runs, I saw. So yeah. How'd you get on today?
Good, yeah. I did Dorking on.
So did I must have missed you. Yeah, that was the real you, was it? Yeah.
That was the real me. So Dorking on Sunday, and I'm down for the track 3K at Hercules tomorrow.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So today I was just going.
I did the same double, but I'm going to rest on my laurels off tonight. Yeah. What was your time tonight?
It was about 17:10 or so.
Oh, okay, very solid.
Yeah.
It's a good run. How did you beat your wife, or other way around?
Sorry?
Did you beat your wife?
I did manage to just about get it.
It's getting ever harder,
She
isn't
was
it?
chasing me down.
Where is she?
Just there.
Just there. It's Gabby, isn't it?
Gabby, yeah.
Quick wave to the camera. I'm just talking to you. I've known your husband quite a while, so before he was married. Right, how many kids you got these days then? Two, okay.
Two little ones. They are with the baby.
When will they start running then?
Sorry?
When will they start running?
Beth's free tomorrow, so we'll be.
Park run is at 5, isn't it? 4 even. Okay.
Yeah, she can take us. So far, she's more interested in gymnastics. She's told us, we tried to do gymnastics with her, she said she wants to do it with her nonna, because her nonna's very good at gymnastics.
Right.
We're not good at gymnastics. Mummy and Daddy run, and we're like, yeah, that's quite an accurate.
Run as stiff as a board, aren't we? Gymnastics. I got grade 4 at school. That was about it. Forward roll, backward roll. Maybe that was about it. Oh, good to see you.
Good to see it.
I wanted to see you, so congrats to you and Sue for 25 years.
Oh,
so
right, thank you. Yeah.
Jeez, that was hard today, Tim.
It was. It was a bit lonely today. I didn't take my camera with me, so maybe.
Oh, you're filming now?
I'm filming now.
YouTube?
Yeah. I always get Terry in the video.
Oh, thank you very much.
Always good for a few lines. Yeah.
We try.
How you got on today?
Do you know what? I said to my beautiful young lady, I said, there's no way I'll get a sub. That's Tina, big her up.
Yeah.
TT the runner. There's no way I was getting sub 20 today. 1908 last time I was here.
Yeah.
I've done 20:40 today, but I feel run down.
That's why I didn't hear you then. Yeah.
I just. You was ahead. I see you go at the start.
It was,
so.
I did the Dorking 10 on Sunday.
Yeah,
so
I'll just
making my
lad.
excuses. Yeah.
No, get your excuses in early. I done the High Elms 10k. That is the definition of hot and hilly.
10 miles, not 10k.
Yeah, I know. You done the Dorking 10. I done the Dorking. I done the High Elms 10k.
It sounds hilly without even saying.
It was.
Yeah.
The definition of hot and hilly.
Yeah. So I did about 10 seconds slower than 2 months ago, so it wasn't too bad. Still had a hamstring injury since then, and you've done a marathon since then, haven't you?
Exactly. What was you wearing today?
I was back in the V1s today,
nice.
and you're on the V2.
V2s,
so.
I almost had the V1s.
Yeah.
I've
got to order Boston 12, Adios 8, and Takumi said 9 coming this morning, but I thought I won't wait today. Out of the box, yeah.
So hold on, just clarity. Do they send them to you, or do you buy all?
I buy them all. Yeah, I'm not big enough to get them sent to me. And he was going to send me a 13. They don't do a 13.
That's true.
In a lot of them anyway.
The mango colour's nice, so I like it.
Yeah. So I use these for the marathon, I use these for the 10 miles.
Or Seville?
Yeah, I just prefer, I've got a narrow foot for my length, so
okay.
they fit my narrow fit better. But,
yeah, we like the V3s.
I did wear the V3s for the race last time, and I was faster, but I think I was fitter then, so I don't think there's much in it. Yeah. So what's your next race?
Rosenheim next.
Oh, okay.
Next Wednesday. I don't think there's anything. Parkrun forgiven. Parkrun.
Oh, you also do parkrun?
I'll tell you what I did. Because I watched your video on it. I done Broadwater. It was a strange course. It was my slowest of the year.
Yeah, I did it this time last year when it was dry, but it's a bit up and down.
Yeah, I've done it for the Fibonacci at 89.
And it's if you don't know the course, you've got to follow somebody because you usually get lost.
It's very twisty turny.
It's 3 laps, and it was up, down. Well, some bits are fast, some bits were like up and down a hill.
That's it.
We'll be torturing in the winter, I think.
Yeah,
I didn't even rake 20 there, and I felt I was trying as well. So
yeah, it was my slowest of the year.
Yeah, I'm done parkrun for watching. I must get around to them, but
I love parkrun.
Too much golf on Saturday morning.
That's why then.
Yeah, right. Well done.
You take care. I'll see you later.
See you later.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Thanks.
You're right. Oh, yeah, not too bad. How do you guys get on? and girls.
Right. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
First sub 17-minute run.
First sub. Oh, well done, marvellous. Yeah. You would have lapped me on the track, wouldn't you?
I missed those arms that did everything.
I saw you at the start. I thought, oh, maybe I'll catch you up, but no, it wasn't to be. Yeah. So you must have done all right.
Yeah, 18:10.
18:10. Yeah, I did 18:44. So yeah, I was waiting for you to collapse, but never happened.
No, yeah, slow down, just no collapse.
Yeah. And how else did it go on?
I did a 20:04.
Oh,
It's
24.
not too bad.
Yeah, just over 17.
You've broken 20 before, have you? Oh, okay, yeah, I could say, if you haven't done it, that would be a bit annoying, wouldn't it?
Just over 17, I was chasing this man.
Oh, right, okay, so you're the first time for Epsom. No Steve Winders today, then?
No, we're surprised.
No. Yeah, he's
Injured again.
Tuesdays is cross-dressing.
he seemed to run on one leg and still run 60 minutes, so so it's a bit depressing. When's the next Vets League? I'm trying to. I think it's a 5K.
19th,
Yeah.
the 19th.
Yeah. I think it's Sutton organised by Croydon. It's getting very confusing.
Yeah.
And there's no walk stretches apparently. Not that I'm really worried about that.
Right.
Yeah. So an 8 or a 5K.
I think Steve should do all the events.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. Even the field ones.
You could do his hamstring in the 100. That might help. Right, well done, guys. Okay, so race done about 18:45, which compares quite well to 18:33 I did in this race 2 months ago, considering I've had a hamstring injury in the meantime, and that Dorking 10 race on Sunday. So yeah, I'd take that. It was 5:51 for the first mile. I felt like it was actually a bit slower than that, so I was pleasantly surprised. In the next 2 miles, slightly slowed, about 6:06 and a 6:08, and then a little good sprint finish as ever to round it off. So I think I'll take that. I think to get under 19 minutes tonight was not a bad aim. Obviously I was hoping to run about 18:30, but you always hope to run better than you do. But yeah, I'll take that. I'm going to survive in one piece. Had the Mango next sense in again today. Perhaps I ought to try some new shoes. I've actually got a delivery of 3 new shoes: the Adios 8, the Boston 12, and the Takumi Sen 9, all in the UK 13.5. So I'd be good to get out in them in the next few weeks and give them a go and let you know how I get on with them. So yeah, I'll take that. I'm going to run back to Clapham Junction now, I think, for a little warm down. Unfortunately I didn't manage to get any footage of the race today, but I hope you enjoyed the chats with some of the runners afterwards and the presentations as well at the end. Good to see some runners there running so well at an old age. I wasn't feel like I was that far behind today. I mean, short of the winner in the M55 doing 16.5 minutes. Terry Booth wasn't running quite as well as ever because he's had a bit of an injury, and he only overtook me after about a mile, so I feel like he's sort of in range. But so yeah, take that. Right, so going up to Clapham Junction, and hope you found this interesting. Like and subscribe, all that, and see you on the next one then. Bye. Okay, made it to Clapham Junction, 2.5 mile run, more or less. A few streets on the way. Made it harder by having to carry my bag.
He was Gabriel Carnworth, Sutton Striders, 1728. Next is the first VAC man, was Neil Danby. It's irrelevant to you people. 1625. That's right. Well done. Neil is an M55.
58. I'm nearer to 60.
Even more. First VAC lady was Nikki Starzacker. Nikki here. First VAC member. And a trophy. First in the M35 was Tom Hollis, 1626. In women 35, first Natasha Shield, 1826. Well done. The men 40. First VAC member was Adam May, 1811. The first W40 woman was Gabrielle Carnworth. M45, first Vets AC, Gavin Englefield, 17:59. Ladies 50, first VAC member was Jay Hadfield in 22:49. M50, first VAC, Simon Shaw, 16:27. W55, first Susan Dixon, 20:27. Slight blip, we go back to the women 45. First VAC, Nikki Sturzacker, 18:29. Men 55, first Neil Danby, 16:25. You won the race, and you were the first entry. Second, Alistair Blore. And third was Terry Booth. W60, first Jackie Balfour, 2013. M60, first Steve Corfield. W65, first Anna Garnier. M65, first Merlin Allen, 20:43. Second Peter Crockford, 20:52. M70, first Mike Forder. $20.52. Be lying about his age again. M75, first Liam O'Hare, 26 minutes. Men 80, first Peter Torrey.
Very briefly, if you're wondering what this is for, this is when I was a month ago at the Avenue of the Giants in Northern California through the redwood trees. This is the 10K. You should see the finishers medal if you fall on the floor, and that's what I got for coming first place. The only one in my age division.
In the M85, first was Joe Aspinall, 36.06.
Oh, stop that! You're too old for that, Joe.